Fine. So in previous class, we discussed about the abstraction. So we can achieve an abstraction in two different ways. One approach is writing the abstract class, and another approach is having the interface, which is having all abstract method, and we will implement that interface in a some different class. So that is how we did it actually. So the thing here, what we are trying to cover is like what is encapsulation. This is one of the OOPS principle, and how this OOPS principle will be useful in a real time. That's the scenario that we are going to cover it now. So first we'll try to understand what is encapsulation, and we'll try to write a project or a simple Java program to see how encapsulation internally works. Then we will see how where it will apply. Okay, so encapsulation demo, right? And here is the class src, create new class. You can write some package here, some dot demo, and you can write some class, demo class, and click finish. So here what I'm trying to show you is I wanted to show encapsulation mechanism. So what I'm trying to show you here is, let me create an object. Suppose this is an employee in object. Okay, let me write a data class first. So here a couple of things need to be added. So let me write this class, and I will come back to this demo class, and I will explain the what is encapsulation, then we will start it. So definition, right? We'll start with the definition first. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is a mechanism. It is a mechanism to wrapping or hold all the information into single unit. Okay, holding all the information into single unit. So this is nothing but holding an entity in a single object, or holding all information in a single entity. Anything is nothing but encapsulation. So it is like more a standard way of definition for encapsulation. Okay, holding more information as a single entity. Okay, entity in Java is nothing but in terms of object, we can say. So holding all the information in single entity or object is called the encapsulation. This is the definition. So now what I'm trying to explain is what are the things that will be involved when we wanted to achieve the encapsulation. So that is the thing that we have to understand. The first thing is we should have the data class. So what is the data class or POJO class, plain old Java object class or model class? Anything is called a data class. Plain old Java object class or model class or data class. Anything we can consider as an entity class, right? So we should have the data class. So let me define what is data class. Data class. What is data class? So definition for the data class or POJO class or entity class or model class. What is the data class? Data class is nothing but it is simple Java class which is having the data members, which is having the data members, which is having the data members and setters and getters for those data members. Okay, so that is called a data class, which is having the data members and setters and getters for that data class. So let me repeat the definition one more time. So data class or POJO class, model class, what it is nothing but data class is a simple Java class which is having the data members and having the setters and getters for that data member. That is nothing but we can define that is nothing but a data class. So now I wanted to write an employee data class. How I can write the employee data class? For example, I will have information about all the employees. So for example, one employee where we will have the employee ID, employee name, employee mail ID, employee contact, employee address, all the parameters will be there. I wanted to get that as a single object. So now what I will do is, first thing, int emp id. So here all the data members, no values will be assigned. Okay, string employee name and string employee mail, string employee address. Okay, so likewise we have the multiple data members. First we defined the data members. So this is data members. So point number one we covered. Actually in data class we will have the data members. Here we have all the data members. 4 data members are present. You can write how many data members that you wanted. The moment you written the data members, there is an option called generate the setters and getters. How we can do that? So right click on this class and go to source, and you can see the option called generate getters and setters. Click on this generate getters and setters. Right now you have to select all and you have to generate it. Right, so this is how we will write the data class. Here a couple of things that you cannot understand, what is this and what is the return type you might aware of it. This and all we cannot understand, so we will going to cover this and the super keyword in next class, and access modifier. Here you just try to understand what is data class is called. Data class is nothing but the class which is having the data members and getters and setters for the data members. That's it. Now what I'm trying to show you is, let me have the main method here. Right, so now what I will do is I will create object for employee, emp object equals to new employee. Okay, object equals to new employee, object dot object dot set employee ID 1 and object dot set employee name next object dot set employee mail nagesh at the rate of com.in and object dot set employee address HOID. Right, and this is how we will add it. System.out.println, and I'm trying to print this employee object. So now this is an object, right? So this is an object which holds the all the information which we have added. Now this is a single entity, and this is having all the information that we have stored. So this is called encapsulation. Now your doubt is, sir, you're telling all the information stored together in an object. How I believe? Whether I stored or not stored, how I believe? I wanted to extract and I wanted to see whether all the data present or not. So then what I will do, I will extract it, employee dot get ID. So We are trying to fetch the ID. Next, object dot get name. Now you can get the name. Object dot get email. Okay, object dot get address. So when I print, see here what I'm doing, I am just extracting this employee object. So here earlier I print this object which holds all the information. Now I wanted to cross check whether whatever the values this employee object is holding, that I can able to see or not. So we are using this get method. Now you can see one Nagesh and mail ID and address, everything that you can able to see. So what we have understand here is, here one object will have all the information. So we are converting all the information in single entity. So that is nothing but we are converting all the information in single entity. That is nothing but encapsulation. Okay. So now couple of things you might not understand now, but I wanted to explain in detail. That's why I will show you. Sir, what this set employee ID will do, what this set employee name will do, what this set email ID will do, and what set email address will do, right? These are the methods. If you see an employee data class, we generated the setters and getters method. If you see, this is one of the method there. Okay, whatever the value that you are passing from here, that will be stored actually. So let me show you here. If you click on the control and you go to implementation, it will landing into that class, and you can see line number 18, set employee ID. When we discussed about the methods, we said we can pass the values. We are passing the values from this class. So we are passing as a one, this will be captured that one and assigning to employee ID. So employee ID you declared where? You declared here, and whatever value that passing, this dot employee ID nothing but this value, whatever the value that you are getting, you are assigning to this employee ID. When I say set employee name, here you click here, go to implementation. In this method, you are just what you are doing, you are passing from here. Okay, this is the method name, and inline parameter for this method name is string employee name, and this dot employee name, this is used to allocate the values within the same class. So what will happen, whatever the value that you are sending from that class, that will be allocated to here. And same thing for employee email ID and employee address. So hope you are clear with how the set is working. When I say get, so what will happen, get will retrieve it. So from where it will retrieve it, already you defined there, and you just using that value. Earlier you already inserted or setting that values by using the set method. This dot set means whatever value that you are setting, that will goes to here, and whatever value is present or you are already setted, that will be able to access by using this return statement. Return statement will return. So here input parameter is int return type, and it is returning the employee ID. And if you take the second one, return type is string, and it is returning the employee name. Here what it is simply doing, it is setting all the values first, then it is retrieving. What it is doing, we are carrying all the information in single entity. See, for example, you have multiple cloths. So what you will do, if you carry all the cloths, it will be difficult. So what you are doing, you are holding all the cloths in a single entity, nothing but you are keeping in one trolley and you are carrying that. So that time what will happen, so that will be comfortable. So when you wanted to extract it and you wanted to wear it, you will open the trolley and you can use whatever you wanted. So that is how the encapsulation will work. So we all, whatever the data members is present, all we can combining as a single entity, and you can extract that entity whenever you want. What is the primary thing that we are looking to achieve the encapsulation is a data class.
What is the data class? Data class will have the data members where we will have the setters and getters for these data members.